the trophies come out. The Community Shield in the middle, Manchester City's FA Cup on its plinth, and Manchester United's Premier League, and it really is their trophy. And that's put in place as well. Both sets of supporters in great voice, and there'll be a great noise when these two sets of players finally take to the Wembley field. They will hope, and as you think nowadays, they'll expect, not for the last time this season. All smiles between Sir Alex and Roberto, although apparently there has been already the famous checking of the watch by the Manchester United manager. Not too pleased about the length of time it took the noisy neighbours to arrive at Wembley and in the tunnel today. The noisy neighbours, how long will that stick? Or are City about to make the biggest noise of all by, in that gentleman's own words, knocking them off their perch? Thunderous noise around Wembley Stadium. Not the first community stroke charity shield, as it used to be known, meeting of these great teams. Met back in October 1956 for the 34th charity shield. It took place at Main Road back then. No Wembley occasion in those days. A 1-0 Manchester United win thanks to Dennis Violent, one of the Busby babes. Interesting guests of honour. David Gaskell, wearing the Manchester United tie there, became United's youngest ever player in that game back in 1956, on as a substitute. Goalkeeper, 16 and 19 days. Still holds the record for being United's youngest. City's guest of honour, the recently retired Patrick Vieira. There's a choice that'll go down well with supporters from the other side of Manchester. Now got a job behind the scenes at City, and we understand played an important part in recruiting Gal Clichy from Arsenal. Who knows, possibly Samir Nasri to come before the transfer window is closed at the end of August as well. Great moment for David Gaskell. David Bernstein, head of the FA these days, former chairman of Manchester City. I don't think he'll be pretending where his loyalties lie one bit today. Before the Community Shield and before the season in general, we will have the national anthem. Round of applause for the vocals of Kerry Ellis. And a handshake to remember for all of those Manchester United mascots. No hairdryer for them. Not much eye contact either. Vincent Kompany will lead Manchester City's players down the line of their red-shirted opponents. And this is how the Manchester City lineup looks today. A team that's only too different from that which took the field for the FA Cup final here against Stoke back in May. James Milner plays in a holding midfield role in place of Gareth Barry, and with Carlos Tevez still away, maybe for good, there is a start for Edin Dzeko. All three major new signings, Savic, Aguero and Clichy, on the bench.
How adventurous Mancini will be depends on Yaya Touré's role. If he plays behind Dzeko, he could expose United's midfield. If he plays deeper, City will play on the counter-attack. David Silva will roam across the front line to find space, where his passing is key to City's creativity.
Manchester United do field two of their new boys right from the start. Goalkeeper David De Gea, reportedly costing £18 million from Atletico Madrid. And Ashley Young, £17 million or so from Aston Villa. Big money. On the bench, Phil Jones, who cost a similar amount from Blackburn Rovers.
With Ashley Young and Nani playing in wide areas, United could find themselves outnumbered in midfield. Therefore, expect Rooney to drop deeper when City have possession. Young likes to come infield onto his right for either to cross or shoot, so look out for the overlapping runs of Patrice Evra.
There is our referee, Staffordshire's Phil Dowd. As I mentioned a little earlier, he ended last season here. It only seems a few weeks ago, Swansea against Reading in the playoff final. Simon Long and Andy Garrett will assist him from the touchlines. It's the 16th time that Sir Alex Ferguson has started the season with a Community Shield game. For Manchester City, this is an experience that they've never tasted before at Wembley. This is the first time they've been legitimately in this game since 1969. I say legitimately. Did play in the Community Shield, Charity Shield then in the 70s. Actually, Division 2 champions they were then. Vincent Kompany leads the team, as he did when these sides met here in April in the FA Cup semi-final. 1-0 Manchester City, Yaya Touré's goal. Same scoreline in the FA Cup final, same scorer. That's the reason they're here today. That's the reason the season is starting in England with a Manchester derby at Wembley. Just a little bit of rain in the air after what has been a beautifully warm day in London up to this point. A little bit of drizzle has now started to fall. So Manchester United begin the English season. The 5th Community Shield match to be played at the new Wembley. First 3 of them all went to penalties. That is a distinct possibility today. No extra time in these games. It will go straight to penalties. Should it be all square after 90 minutes? And just another tweak that sets this one out as different from other competitive season fixtures, if you like. 7 subs on the bench for each team. They can field as many as 6. Ashley Young combining with Patrice Evra. He was bumping and boring with Michael Richards and then going over the leg of Vincent Kompany. He was just beckoned over to referee Dowd for a word in his ear. There's 2 fouls there. First from Michael Richards, holding on to Patrice Evra. Kompany comes across. What a good challenge. Should have gone with his right foot, went with his left foot. Now Ashley Young swings these balls in with his right foot brilliantly. And this is the sort of situation that he's been brought to Manchester United to deliver from. It's a great position. Look at Anderson at the near post. There should be a Manchester City player in front of Anderson. Ashley Young puts it in there. And it is hoisted high away. David Silva trying to hold off Young. And that's Nani. And this is Michael Carrick, who we're a little surprised to see in the starting lineup. Just took a knock to his Achilles in pre-season. So Alex Ferguson has already started the games of telling us who will play and then changing his mind. Young, Rooney, collected it well, tackled well by Nigel de Jong, who then goes in on Anderson. Already they're flying in.
just a little too tight between Rooney and Nani. Manchester United have started the game really well. Good combination play there in midfield. They're the dominant force at the moment. Yaya Toure is playing slightly deeper, so it means that they're going to try and play on the counter-attack, Man City. Here's Rio Ferdinand. Chris Smalling starting at right back. Rafael da Silva is amongst the United substitutes. Right back, an interesting one for United this season, with Gary Neville retired, John O'Shea and Wes Brown both having moved on to Sunderland. They have the da Silva twins, they have Smalling, they have Phil Jones. All can play that. Here's Rooney. United have started much the brighter of the two teams. That's deflected, I think, behind for a corner. Ashley Young setting his sights on getting his first United goal early. I thought for a moment Wayne Rooney had picked the wrong pass. Watch the run of Welbeck. He runs past Company. If the ball had been slid between the centre half and the fullback, it would have been in. In the end, Lescott gets out and gets the block in.
Anderson's corner into Nani. That's Rooney. Welbeck went for the spectacular. That's Smalling! And it was knocked back by Lescott to Joe Hart. Intentionally or otherwise, it worked.
Oh, what an opportunity. Short corner routine. Nani just lifts this to the back post where Rooney knows it's coming. Heads it into the dangerous area. It's Anderson with the overhead kick. And there was the chance. Smalling. Quite right, interesting position for Smalling, playing at right back. Had an excellent season last year at centre half when he came into the side. Did well for the under-21s in the summer.
Here's Dzeko. And Kolarov. Looking for Balotelli. Cleared away by Vidic. Now De Jong. Richards. First time City have been able to spend any length of time in the United half. And it nearly resulted in a chance for Edin Dzeko. Rio Ferdinand questions the award of a corner to City, but a corner it is.
Well, a good run from Dzeko. Just trying to peel in between the fullback and the centre half, Rio Ferdinand. They defended it well, Manchester United.
Tell you what, Stuart, 4.5 minutes in, it's no friendly, is it?
It's been an excellent start to the game. The quality of football has been good.
Kolarov's corner, met by Vidic. Nani. He's burst past Nigel de Jong. Lescott back there. Now in hot pursuit of Rooney. Trying to win the corner, played it straight against Lescott, but it didn't work that way for him. It's a Manchester City throw-in, won by Yaya Toure.
He looked as though he was struggling for pace for a little while there, Lescott, when he was running. Got there, dealt with it in the end.
Looks as though he's got a promotion this season from squad number 19 to 6. You can usually tell a great deal by squad numbers, with Toure 42 and Balotelli 45. Here is Yaya Toure. Now Edin Dzeko. It's off Vidic. It's a City corner. It's a really lively beginning to the Community Shield.
They had a 4v3 situation there, City. Not sure they made the most of it. Dzeko was trying to bend that ball in between the goalkeeper and the back four. Didn't get the right connection as he went to cross it.
James Milner on the ball.
Michael Richards is always a threat from these set plays. He's the best header of the ball in there.
Milner in, doesn't reach Richards. Cleared by Danny Welbeck, starting for United today, having spent all last season on loan at Sunderland. Encouraging if injury hit time on Wearside. There is Welbeck, who's just caught by Lescott. Free kick United, a word for Lescott.
Great turn from Danny Welbeck. I actually think Lescott goes into his shoelaces here. As he stamps on him, just gets on his shoelaces. They get tangled up there. Really good turn from Welbeck. I thought it was excellent for Sunderland last year. Had a really good understanding with Jan. Not so much with Darren Bent. One of the reasons why Darren Bent was allowed to go.
He scored the 6 goals, but he was beset by hamstring trouble and a problem with his knee.
He often played in a left wing position.
Yeah, he did. Named in Fabio Capello's provisional 30 for friendly international with Holland in the coming days. On the ball again. Runs straight into Richards, though, also in that England party. Richards powers forward and is taken out by Everett.
Going to have to get the grip of the game fairly soon, the referee. This is what Micah Richards can do, power and pace. Everett comes across, times it all wrong.
All right.
All right, well, yes, whatever he was trying to do. Certainly wasn't a good challenge.
Milner. A little strong for Lescott, but he's got there.
Not seen too much of David Silva so far.
Drifting in field at the moment, the Spaniard. Balotelli, though, was forced back. Haven't seen too much of him either. I can be sure that Mario Balotelli won't stand in the shadows for long, though. Here he is on the ball. Looking to lift one through to Micah Richards, who was just the wrong side of Everett. Flag up, United free kick.
Actually, Balotelli didn't need to lift that ball, and he could have rolled that ball. Still being offside, Micah Richards, but the right pass was to be rolled down inside Patrice Everett. Micah Richards claimed he's the best right back in the world only a couple of weeks ago.
Nothing like confidence. You mentioned about Balotelli not wanting to be in the shadows. You could argue that his best two City games were at Wembley in the FA Cup semi-final and final, when he did play largely a supporting role and grafted.
Yes, he certainly did. Started out on the left-hand side. That's exactly where he started out today. Now come out to this right-hand side. It's a front three, really, isn't it, for Man City, with David Silva one side, Balotelli the other, Dzeko down the middle.
Cabrera on the bench waiting. And goodness knows who else to come. Mancini has said he expects to bring in 2 or 3 more new players before the end of August. United are happy with De Gea, Young and Jones, although the Wesley Sneijder question remains unanswered from both of these clubs. Richards. Balotelli. He will get the bird from the Manchester United supporters. They remember his now infamous post-FA Cup semi-final celebrations. Irked a few on the field and off.
And Mario doing that.
De Jong. His collar off. David Silva trying to patiently pick a pass. Dzeko hanging back for him, and Silva just held on too long. Anderson. City have settled after an opening 3 or 4 minutes when United were dominant. Rooney. Goes collar off to beat Nani. Interesting that he's kept his place at least today ahead of Dalglish.
Different sorts of players. Kolarov is really good in the top third, getting crosses in. I've seen a lot of Dalglish. I think he's an excellent defender, as quick as anybody. I've seen closing people down and then recovering. But he's not quite so good in the top third of the field. Quite often his crosses go behind the goal. Doesn't pick out the right pass.
There's Ashley Young. And Rooney was just waiting for it. Young thought he was setting off for it.
I think Wayne Rooney looked at who he was up against. Micah Richards, the pace of him. Decided not to go.
Phil Jones waiting in the wings for Manchester United. Grown a fair head of hair since his Blackburn days. Milner. Just caught. No significant advantage developing as City went backwards.
Very much a central midfield player now, James Milner. Man City did play him wide at times last year. Played as a second striker, but he's at his best. Playing as one of the middle two.
And he's got the nod over Gareth Barry as De Jong's holding partner.
Well, he's much more athletic than Gareth Barry. If you are going to be a holding midfield player, you need to be able to cover your fullbacks. You need to have Enough pace and energy.
Sloppy that from Silva and de Jong. Here's Nani. Welbeck furthest forward. Rooney just outside the area. And Anderson nowhere near the pass. And words exchanged between Rooney and Nani. Well, I say exchanged, more directed totally towards the Portuguese from Wayne Rooney.
I'm not sure what he was looking for at all there. What a great situation. There was good movement in front of him. Trying to chip it somewhere into a vacant area.
That's gone out. Maybe we praised the bright start a little too much. A little bit of rustiness is creeping into both teams' play. They have both been across the pond to the United States pre-season. Both teams have won all their games, actually. Although City did need penalties to see off LA Galaxy. A game that he made famous, Mario Balotelli, for a back-heeled attempt on goal when clean through. I'm sure you've seen the clips. And he's involved here with Nemanja Vidic and now with referee Phil Dowd.
Just go head-to-head here. It is a foul by Vidic. He's trying to win the ball from behind. There's no need for that reaction from either player.
It's often the reason given for Balotelli's short fuse by his manager is he's only young. I've got time for him because he's only young. I think he'll learn soon enough. Don't try and take on people like Vidic like that.
Big job on his hands here today.
Blasted over the top by Milner at the whistle. Had gone anyway. And Balotelli is having words with David Silva.
Just changing David Silva over to the the left-hand side there. He wants to stop Smalling coming forward.
He would have an argument in an empty room, wouldn't he?
I'm not sure he'd want to be his teammate.
Well, it'd be lively. Here's Vidic. Dispossessed by Milner. Balotelli. Took a ball for Milner. Here's Kolarov in support. Another good ball in. Just needed to curl it around Rio Ferdinand. Ferdinand there to put it behind.
It was a good ball, but it was also good defending by Ferdinand. He got himself back into a good position.
Up comes Lescott, who scored in City's final 2 Premier League games of last season. Balotelli's leap. More of a decoy jump that, but it put everybody off. And it's going to be United's throwback in.
I didn't think it was a bad corner when it set off. Kolarov, important player. Certainly when Man City are playing against what supposedly the lesser teams, against the really good sides, when you need to defend well, that's when this man might come into the side. Gael Clichy.
Doesn't look too enamoured about starting his City days on the bench. Anderson. That's into Clichy's left-back spot. It's cleared Lescott. Rooney not quite anticipating it. Ashley Young. Played it straight against Micah Richards.
The trouble is, when Ashley Young does come in on his right foot, he hasn't got too much height in the box. When he was playing for Aston Villa, big John Carew was playing. That was always his target.
De Jong. There's Richards. Lescott forced to pass the ball back to Joe Hart. And he's sliced it out of play straight to his manager.
Good control from Mancini on the sidelines.
In slip-ons. You never lose it.
We saw Joe Hart before the game, in the warm-up, around with the goalkeeping coach. Didn't look particularly happy, Joe Hart.
And arms were being waved around. And he was an angry young man, was the England goalkeeper. Something to do with where he was being made to do his warm-up. Other end, we have the quite amusing side of United's experienced goalkeeper coach Eric Steele conversing with David De Gea. Now then, here's Nani, round the back. Straight against Company with Rooney and Welbeck waiting. Won by Smalling. Another burst of intent from Manchester United. Anderson. Evra. Here's Rooney. Blocked by Silva. Trickery from Patrice. Evra draws a cheer from the red contingent. Young. Anderson. Collar off, up and away. Silva further. Vidic. Ashley Young. He's got it through to Welbeck. Welbeck had a bit of room. It's Nani. It's Michael Carrick. And he seemed caught in two minds.
Well, he wasn't happy with the pass back to him, but it was good play from Manchester United. Some poor defending from City. Two players going for the same ball. It allowed United to get into the box, but when the ball came out from Nani, it just wasn't right for him to get the shot away. Michael Carrick. Big season for this player, Anderson, with Paul Scholes having retired.
Anderson takes issue with a Dzeko challenge, and Phil Dowd will have to bring play to a halt. Both players raised their hands to one another. Dzeko did just catch the Brazilian. Here it is.
Miscontrols it, Dzeko. Anderson played. I mean, it hardly touches Anderson. Why he wants to get involved, I'm not quite sure. But it was also silly from Dzeko to raise his arms.
First card's going to come out. First note's being taken by the ref. Pretty sure Dzeko will get one. May well be both. Anderson saying I never touched him. Well, Dzeko barely touched you. All much ado about nothing, but... well, we're off, aren't we? The season started. Well, bad blood's begun.
He was going to have to make a booking at some point. Phil Dowd. There had been some rough challenges. There have been a couple of players showing their temper. Now they know they are going to get booked.
I don't think City fans will mind seeing that from the Bosnian. I think at times last season he was a bit of a gentle giant. Needed the aggressive streak in the Premier League.
Exactly.
Of Anderson's yellow card. Dzeko in the book also. Here's Ferdinand. Runs into Balotelli. And after a lot of deliberation between the officials, it's United's throw. Assistant looking at referee, referee looking at back, neither seem sure.
Well, the assistant referee didn't want to make a decision there, did he? He waited for the referee to get it eventually. I think Phil Dowd was unsighted.
Simon Long with the flag on that side, as in time. Anderson. Rooney. It broke for Nani, who just kept his balance but not the ball. Thundering in went Richards, and it's a free kick for Manchester United. Ashley Young upended.
Micah Richards thought he could win the ball to start with, but he had to stay on his feet. Once he went to ground, all Ashley Young had to do was nick the ball past him. Ashley Young knew the challenge was coming in. As soon as he set off Micah Richards, you could tell he was going to lunge in.
Well, it's accepted with a smile, but I don't think he can complain about it.
Watch here. He's looking, he's looking. There's the lunge. It's a reckless challenge. Ashley Young knew it was coming. Great bit of skill from Ashley Young.
He had one leg tucked underneath him, but the studs were showing on the other boot, and he was totally off the ground at one point, wasn't it? Reckless challenge. Chance for United, maybe. distraction for Hart, perhaps. Rooney or Nani to test Manchester City and England's goalkeeper.
I don't think you'll see much of this, Joe Hart, until it's over the wall. See Ashley Young on the end of the ball. Anderson standing in his high line.
He really is going to see precious little until it's curled round the corner, as it does, but not with enough curl.
Oh, I'm not sure that it was had enough curl. Just didn't come down in time. Would have probably hit the post had it been a yard lower. Good strike from Wayne Rooney, though. It's certainly been the better side in this first 22 minutes. Manchester United certainly combining better in midfield. We've hardly seen Yaya Toure. Haven't seen David Silva.
Nice collar off. But we won't see Balotelli from that. Straight out. Collar off. Lesko. De Jong really wanted that from Hart.
Well, Welbeck read it well.
Here's Company. Drifted behind Silva. Never likely to reach collar off. Carrick blocked off by Yaya Toure. It was careless play from Nani. Looking good on the ball initially. Balotelli. Milner. And Kolarov and Silva combining. Toure. Straight behind. Ferdinand just called for a little more conversation at the back. Seemed to have it under control, though.
I've seen them aim for Dzeko at the far post once. Once again, Yaya Toure looking for the big Bosnian. I think Ferdinand and Vidic are as good as anybody when balls come into the box. Vidic in the air, Ferdinand with his positional play.
Not a great clearance from De Gea. We haven't seen much of so far. Had to be helped on by Ferdinand there. Evra. Returned to him by Rooney. Nani just gets it through to Welbeck, then gets it back. It's Welbeck, and it's turned behind by Lescott for a United corner. Really, really nice move.
Good combination play. Little back heel from Nani here. Nani reverses it. And I'm not sure why Joe Hart wanted to come out there. That was a poor decision from Joe Hart.
Anderson. Blocked by Silva. Here's Carrick. Has to go back to Ferdinand. Few moans and groans from the red end at Wembley. Rooney. Welbeck. Got in front of Lescott well. Directed the header, couldn't get the power.
I think he was just trying to let this slide off his forehead. Just couldn't get enough on it, really.
Welbeck a scorer in Paul Scholes' testimonial game on Friday night. 6-0 win over a New York Cosmos type team. Played in that kit, but it was a real mishmash of players from all around the world.
Slight worry. Welbeck played in another game in the week against the Marseille 11. The Reds 11. Came off with a slight injury.
He's been busy pre-season and also scored against the MLS All-Stars in New Jersey. Clearly is going to play an increased role in the Manchester United squad this season. Berbatov is a substitute today. Michael Owen is not. Owen has been amongst the goals for United over the last month or so. Kolarov says no corner. His opinion doesn't really matter here. Vidic up. Smalling's there. And it comes from Nani. Yaya Toure's header. Silva decided he had to get a touch. He was the furthest player forward for City. Young. Too much for Rooney.
Yeah, the pass needed to be straighter, but good play from Wayne Rooney. Saw that Micah Richards was going to try and get tight as he was coming out to him. Played the little 1-2. You can be pleased with the first 27 minutes. Sir Alex Ferguson. Side of dominated possession. Looked the more threatening.
Always tries to play this fixture down, doesn't he? We had the same words last year before the Chelsea match. Doesn't really matter, etc. And yet, as soon as his team has gone out, you've seen that it's clear they're out to win it.
I think he made his mind up on his front players during that Charity Shield last season. Hernandez played well. Berbatov also played well in that game.
And both on as half-time substitutes, both scored. Put it away by Richards. Walloped clear by Milner. Silva. Toure. Mountain of a man in the City midfield. And their Wembley man. Silva. Milner will get that. Ferdinand got there too and did enough to put Milner off. No deflection, goal kick despite Milner's protestations.
Well, 2 more weeks into the season, I think Milner would have got here and got his shot away before Ferdinand got there. He just struggled to get away. It does take a little deflection.
Big one, I'd say.
Off Rio Ferdinand. We've seen James Milner burst forward.
He's only got 1 goal for City since he joined from Villa at the start of last season. He came in the FA Cup at Leicester City in January. Didn't net in the Premier League. Ironically, he might get more chances to score from that deep midfield position than he was getting from wide.
Well, I saw him score on the first day of last season for Aston Villa against West Ham. He was absolutely outstanding in that game. And as a central midfield player. Under Kevin McDonald.
Yeah, he was in charge. Yeah. Never seen Milner score an absolute belter at Newcastle against Manchester United a few years ago. Here's Yaya Toure, who scored against Manchester United just a few months ago. Balotelli. Back heel in a twist again, but no free kick for the Italian, who stayed down. And Evra, he doesn't want to put it out. What about Ashley Young?
Well, there's absolutely no reason why they should put it out. This is a ridiculous way that players kick the ball out. Just stops the whole game. It should be a law where the physio comes on and treats the player while the game carries on, like they do in rugby league.
Oh, it's not a foul, is it?
Not a foul.
Got that bit right. To see him attempt the trick anyway. That's the good side of Mario Balotelli. Toure has the decision or non-decision explained to him.
Yaya Toure is a player that needs to get into the season, because once he starts playing games, he starts powering past people, seems to get fitter and fitter as the season goes on. Seems to be a slow starter. Certainly a slow starter last season.
I'll tell you what, there's a few with a sweat on. Referee included.
It must be a pleasant change from playing in America, where the temperatures were unbearable at times.
Here's Evra. Young. Joe Hart out to meet him.
Great movement from Manchester United there. Wayne Rooney went into midfield. He sucked Company in. Watch here, there's Company high up the field. Then he just spins on Micah Richards. Had the ball had more loft than backspin on. He was in Ashley Young.
Young said once he learned of Manchester United's interest, there was no way he was going to leave Villa for any other club. But strikes me as the sort of player who will just slot easily into the Manchester United system.
Without doubt.
Toure.
You've got a lot of good players in wide areas now. United, Valencia not here today.
He's carrying a bit of an ankle knock, Valencia. Collar off. Silva got a touch. Balotelli couldn't get enough of one, and it was a red-shirted body that touched it last. Corner.
Yeah, that wasn't such good defending by Manchester United. Good cross into the box. David Silva gets a little touch here. He was offside. Balotelli.
Collar off to get the corner over. Didn't manage it at all. Danny Welbeck easily heads away. At this stage in Manchester United's last competitive fixture here at Wembley, they were 1-0 down to Barcelona and about to equalise through Wayne Rooney in the Champions League final.
As good as it got for them, though.
It was. Given an absolute masterclass in the second half. And Rooney has been challenged from the wrong angle by Vincent Kompany. United's free kick.
Yeah, I think you described that well, because there was not much intent there, because it was from behind.
Well, Yaya Toure it is who's been told to just cut out the little niggling tackles on the totting up basis. He's getting a yellow card. And Mancini is as bemused by that as, well, I am for one. Three in the book for City now. Richards, Dzeko and Toure. Must have been what the free kick was for. Toure from the side rather than Kompany from the back. De Gea. Ascot. A little panicky. Rooney. Nearly spun away from Kompany, and now that's De Jong. And Wayne Rooney's got his arms outstretched. He wants more punishment. De Jong caught Welbeck hard.
Almost
Vincent Kompany, the captain. Sorry, Stuart. Vincent Kompany's just been called over.
That was the first tackle on Wayne. He skipped that one, but De Jong coming back just catches Welbeck. And I don't think there's any intent from the Man City players. I think they're desperate to get challenges on the ball. Manchester United doing really well, just getting there first, nicking the ball away from them.
With De Jong, there is a certain reputation, isn't there?
Of course there is.
Karate kicks, World Cup finals.
You still want this sort of game to be competitive, and I think it's been a brilliantly competitive game so far.
And so the tackle on Hatem Ben Arfa of Newcastle in the early part of last season, in which he actually did win the ball.
See Ben Arfa playing again.
Here's Nani. Got it through, nearly got it past Joe Hart too. A deflection on the way, a United corner. Did Hart get his fingertips to it?
Did it go under the ball as well? Hits it along the ground. Yes, it takes a deflection of Dzeko's knee.
Dzeko's knee, yeah.
Well, it looks like it's going in at this point. Maybe Joe Hart may have just got it if it was inside the post.
Ashley Young with the corner. Nani. Couldn't get it down. In comes Toure. And away goes the ball.
Wrong decision from Ashley Young. And obviously set it up in training that Man City knew it was coming. So when the ball did finally come to Nani, he had no time.
Nine minutes to go of the first 45. City 0, United 0. In the Community Shield at Wembley. Does have that Manchester derby edge to it, although this game is seen as a truly competitive fixture or not.
Well, we're talking about James Milner playing as a centre midfield player. He's now been asked to go and play on the right wing. David Silva has gone behind Dzeko. Yaya Toure has dropped back next to De Jong.
Constantly tinkering, Roberto Mancini. Milner's throw to Dzeko. Milner just got there before Everett and was caught by the United fullback. And the cheers from the City fans tell the story. They don't think they've been getting the rub of the green with any decisions so far, but then that's how they would think.
Well, once you've just had a go at the assistant referee, And your next tackle, you're going hard. You're liable to give away a free kick, and that's what happened there with Everett. David Silva will bend this one in around about the penalty spot area. I think it'd actually be better if Milner bent this one the other way. Manchester United are holding a very high line here.
It's going to be Silva in towards De Gea, in towards the goal. Julian Lescott with the touch. Manchester City lead.
Well, it's a brilliant delivery from Silva. The front part of Manchester United's back line don't retreat, so the ball's able to go in there. And Lescott just gets across his marker. Nothing De Gea can do about it. Watch again. Can't come for the ball, De Gea. Certainly not offside. Ferdinand gets the wrong side. It's a really good goal from Lescott. He was more determined than Ferdinand. He has a great record, Lescott, when he was at Everton particularly, scoring from set plays.
Well, he's continued from where he left off at the end of last season. Scored against Stoke, scored at Bolton in City's final 2 Premier League games. Now he scores their first goal of the 2011-2012 campaign. City 1, United 0. Just want to ask you, Stuart, question marks over United's new keeper. He's had nothing to do. And he didn't do anything there when he might have done.
No, he didn't. I don't think there was. I still think there's a problem when teams hold that higher line.
Now Milner's taken out by Everett, just when he was looking to run through.
Oh, he's got a problem now. Filled out. Another foul from Patrice Evra. Was Milner going to get onto that ball?
Everett's gone across to have work with Andy Garrett, who immediately waved his flag when Everett took Milner out. Just a little closer to the penalty area than the last one just a few minutes ago, which resulted in City's goal. Same thing, every foul.
Milner made a good run then. He ran across Evra. He was going to get it. It's a good pass as well from Yaya Toure. What Evra's saying is that Milner pushed him. Just so that Milner couldn't get there, Evra went to ground and jumped in front of him.
You know what City were saying? They were saying, obvious goal-scoring opportunity. Not quite sure with Vidic just in the position that he was in.
I haven't seen it again. I'm not sure which way the foul should have been given. But he lost concentration for a moment there. Patrice Evra.
The last one was always going to be clipped in for somebody else, from Silva as it was, or Milner. This one perhaps does favour a direct effort from Alexander Kolarov, who can really strike them.
Once again, Man City putting 2 in the wall. De Gea won't see this. There's his view. He'll try and look at it between legs.
Silva, well, he has the go, and it's straight up and over from the wall. Kolarov next up.
Yeah, Kolarov didn't look too happy when Silva took that. Look up to the sky. It wasn't a good free kick. De Gea let off the hook on that occasion.
All the noise at Wembley is only coming from one end now. Those fans you can see behind Roberto Mancini. Silva in. De Gea catches. That's a very good claim from the 20-year-old Spaniard. Quick distribution too. Spotted the chance to send Nani flying away. Company spotted it too.
Yeah, we're going back to the goalkeeper on that set play. I think teams now have too high a line, and the reason they do that is they say so the goalkeeper's got space to come and get it. But if the space is too big, the goalkeeper can't come and get it because people are running back onto him.
Well, he didn't seem to know what to do there, did he? He came, he sort of crouched, he was helpless. Again, new defence, new goalkeeper, it'll take time.
You'll see another 30-40 goals like that over the season.
And that's Ashley Young, and that he caught on the outside edge of his boot.
He likes the coming field as well, Ashley Young. Played some part of last season at Aston Villa behind the main striker. Well, he's certainly had a good game so far. Now playing on the left-hand side. Ashley Young's gone to the right. Lost his place to Valencia, didn't he, for a while last season, Nani?
I was just going to say to you, he had a great season last season with 10 goals, Nani. Here's a quiz question for you. When did he score his last?
I think it was almost before Christmas.
February, against Manchester City at Old Trafford. He hasn't scored today. That'll be 20 competitive matches without netting.
He had the most assists than he as well in the Archers Premier League last season.
Manchester United's Player of the Year. I think his antics hitting the floor too often won him too many votes from other clubs. Here's Joe Hart getting the ball away for City, who lead 1-0. Julian Lescott with a header from a David Silva free kick. Here's Silva on the ball, looking for James Milner, but David De Gea came out well.
He's made some good runs, James Milner, since he's been out in this wide right position. James Edwards just gone to sleep on 2 or 3 occasions. There's also good play from Dzeko, bringing the ball down on his chest from that long kick from Joe Hart.
There's Sergio Aguero, Manchester City's new £38 million man. Stefan Savic alongside him. £7 million worth of defender from Partizan Belgrade. Or there or thereabouts. We get these figures. We're never sure to the exact penny. We know City have got a lot of them. Pennies, that is. And players.
When you see the other players on the bench. Oh, Clichy. Barry, Johnson, Wright Phillips, who was talking about going to Bolton at one point, wasn't he?
Still might. It's been left up to him whether he leaves the club or not. Here's Dzeko. Couldn't get through Nemanja Vidic. Welbeck. Nani. There's the unflappable company. Torres asked too much of Mario Balotelli. Well, I thought so, but Toure is firing a blast towards the Italian, who's been told he should have got on his bike sooner.
Sometimes a player can make the pass look a little bit better than it really was, by chasing it and scrambling for it. But when they give up on it early, it makes the pass look that much worse.
I guess when it's Balotelli, teammates don't need too much of an excuse to have a go. I've got to say I like him. He brings a bit of character to the game. He'll be 21 on Friday. That's supposedly when you become a man and come of age and mature. Let's see. I doubt it.
I was going to say I doubt it.
Need to tick around into time to be added on. Actually, I think there'll be a good couple of minutes. No doubt it's taken a few to task. I wonder when the last time was we had a charity or community shield game with 5 first-half bookings. That's Dzeko, and he got plenty on it. What a blast from Edin Dzeko. 2-0 City, and that is a belter.
Well, you asked whether I thought De Gea was at fault for the first goal. I'd like to see this one. That came from a long way out. It was obvious that he was going to shoot. It wasn't a surprise that Dzeko pulled the trigger here. Finds a bit of space. There's only one thing in his mind, and that's to shoot. Oh, it bends, it dips. Goes past the goalkeeper a little bit too easily. And look at the swerve on it. He really strikes the back of the ball. And this is where it starts to go away from the goalkeeper. But he's slow to react. He's slow to go down as well. And he needs to take some criticism for this one. Although the ball did start to swerve just in front of him.
It was hit hard, fast and true, but it was hit into a pretty central position in the goal. De Gea couldn't react quickly enough. Edin Dzeko with a real bolt from the sky blue. City 2, United 0. Nani goes to ground. Got back up to win it. Welbeck did well. Rooney outnumbered. Manchester United's throw-in. Well, perhaps half a question to be asked over goal 1, perhaps not. Big question over goal 2.
Absolutely. Didn't seem to set himself early enough, did he, for that shot? Yes, it swerved. Yes, it dipped on him.
Welcome to Manchester United, David De Gea. Since Schmeichel and those who have followed him, and then Van der Sar, goalkeepers are always going to be under such scrutiny. How do you replace the best? Rooney. Hart doesn't have to bother.
Wayne Rooney just receiving the ball deeper of the centre-halves on that occasion. I think last season when he played, he was almost like a third midfield player. That was when he's at his best, Wayne Rooney. A great passer of the ball.
And there's a party going on behind Joe Hart. Half-time at Wembley in the Community Shield. And all the noise is sky blue noise. Jolyon Lescott and Edin Dzeko have scored the goals for Manchester City. And at the break, it is City 2, United 0.
A live FPL doubleheader this weekend on Setanta Sports. FPL doubleheader this weekend on Setanta Sports.
The waiting is over. Fortune confronts those men who stare failure in the eye and unblinking banish it.
No margin for error.
Can you believe this? And this most explosive of fixtures has had a pyrotechnic start. That is incredible. You can't take your eyes off this one. That is sensational. It's quite a game, isn't it always? 10 titles, 21 trophies, that is the stuff of legend.
So these are now the standard bearers of Heineken Cup rugby.
Oh, that is incredible. It is turning into a wonderful weekend for the city of Manchester. Absolutely extraordinary. Can you believe this? The drama continues right to the end.
Live international football, England versus the Netherlands, this Thursday morning on Setanta Sports. With the remaining Euro qualifiers approaching, England prepare with a friendly against the Netherlands at Wembley Stadium.
Precision, pinpoint finishing, and that's what sets him apart from the rest. It was a beautifully crafted goal.
Live international football, England versus the Netherlands, this Thursday morning on Setanta Sports.
Welcome back to Wembley as the teams take to the field for the start of the second half. The first half, feisty, but ultimately went Manchester City's way. Edin Dzeko with one heck of a strike to make it 2-0 on the stroke of half-time. And this is the same sort of manoeuvre that Sir Alex Ferguson made a year ago when his team won against Chelsea in this fixture. 3 half-time changes. Last year it was Berbatov, Hernandez and Nani on. The first 2 of that trio scored. This year it's Tom Cleverley, back after a season away on loan at Wigan, to try to make his mark on the Manchester United first team squad. And it's also Phil Jones for his debut and Johnny Evans to take to the field in a red shirt. The players that have gone off: Michael Carrick, Nemanja Vidic and Rio Ferdinand. So that's an experienced trio that has given way to one from the other end of the experience and age scale. I think a little bit like Welbeck, Tom Cleverley will get a look in for Manchester United this season, especially after the retirement of Paul Scholes.
I've seen him play in a couple of pre-season friendlies. He's been excellent playing behind the main striker. Looks like he's going to start off in a central midfield position here.
City, no changes as yet, so we await to get our first glimpse in a Manchester City shirt of Sergio Aguero. Two 2-0 City, And they will get the second half action started. They ended last season strongly. Not only, of course, winning the FA Cup, but winning all their last 3 Premier League games to ultimately pip Arsenal for the third-place finish in the Barclays Premier League. City's league campaign starts a week tomorrow, at home against newly promoted Swansea. United start in 7 days' time at West Bromwich Albion. We'll just tell how the standing of these two teams is that neither of them have a Saturday game until the 10th of September. United actually don't have a Saturday 3 o'clock kick-off until the 1st of October. There's confirmation of the Manchester United half-time changes. Cleared by Kompany. This explains to Joe Hart why he took that course of action.
Cleverly definitely playing as a midfield player alongside Anderson.
There is Cleverly. Gets it back from Smalling, but ran into Kolarov. Yeah, all new centre-back pairing, Jones and Evans. Northern Ireland international, and one who soon will be an England international, even though it sounds like a Welsh pairing at its best. Anderson. Everett. Comes off Milner for United's throw-in. Still damp in the skies over Wembley. Still just a little light rain falling, a few puddles at the track at the edge of the pitch. Hence perhaps some of the tackles we saw in the first 45 minutes.
There were some feisty ones, wasn't there? He made it for a competitive game.
Kolarov just gets up above Chris Smalling, pushing on at the start of this second half. Signed a new 5-year deal in the summer. Just a year after joining the club from Fulham. Such has been his progress, they've rewarded him for it. Here is Smalling. That's always going to happen, isn't it? Right on cue.
Be interesting to see if Vidic or Ferdinand were injured, which one of those 3 players would come into the side. Smalling, Evans or Jones. I think it would be Smalling at the front to start with.
I'd go Smalling. Well, not necessarily I'd go, but that'd be my bet.
Yep.
Who are we to try to second-guess the best? Everett. Rooney. Let it bounce off his boot back to Welbeck. And then took one in the midriff. Or thereabouts.
Welbeck missed an opportunity to get a shot away then when the ball was played to him. Set up nicely for him to get a volley away. Rooney just played it to him. He tried to get it back to Wayne Rooney. Opportunity was missed.
He's getting cheered from that end at Wembley this time. Remember his debut against Ghana for England back in March. And the Ghanaian fans decided to boo the New England player because of his decision to turn his back on his parents' country. Just behind Welbeck, that from Manning. Here's Jones. Everett. Rooney reacted late, but gets to the ball. Young. Everett outside. They might well need him sooner rather than later. Richards in, United's throw.
It was actually good defending from Man City. They knew that Ashley Young wanted to come on his right foot. Yaya just stood in his way, made him go back again.
Jones. Smalling. Cleverly. Clips it in. Welbeck was in front of Kompany. But has headed it straight behind.
Oh, difficult for Welbeck to get this on target. Headed in from quite a short distance. I think he's going for a longer pass. Cleverly when he played it beyond the near post. Welbeck certainly had a good season at Sunderland, driving in. Sunderland often played with 3 up front, and he played on the left-hand side and made good runs with them without the ball.
was at the turn of the year that he hit the headlines, November to January, when he scored 6 times in 8 games for the Black Cats. Smalling too tight in on Balotelli there. David De Gea. I wonder if there's been a consoling word, words of encouragement for him from Eric Steele and Sir Alex Ferguson at half-time. I do get the feeling that it tends to be largely left to the goalkeeping coach, that department at Old Trafford.
I think most clubs now, goalkeeping coach,
have their own little team, don't they?
Sometimes can cause a problem between the management and goalkeeping coaches. Goalkeeping coaches want their goalkeeper all the time, and sometimes the coaching team want the goalkeeper to join in with the players.
They've always been a different breed.
For what it's worth, I still don't think goalkeepers do enough work with the back four. That's why you see so many bad decisions when balls are played over the top when they start to come.
Young runs into De Jong. Anderson. Richards takes out Ashley Young and just has to tread carefully. One of 5 players on a yellow card.
The right thing to do from Micah Richards. He went infield with Ashley Young, putting himself in a good position so he could challenge when the ball was played. What Ashley Young does very well is he just gets his body in the way at the last moment.
Free kick, and it's through to Smalling, who's popped it in. City looked for an offside flag, but it never came. Chris Smalling gets Manchester United back into the match. Ashley Young provides. City 2, United 1.
Once again, that same sort of ball played into the danger area. The back players, the Man City players, don't go. Watch, they all stop the Manchester City defenders. Smalling runs, Dzeko lets him go. Lescott expects the goalkeeper to come for it. Defensive coaches need to have a review of the way they defend those free kicks. I said 30 or 40 might be scored in the Premier League this year. It might be 60, 70 the way things are going.
United are coming again. This is Young. This is Welbeck. Cleared by Milner. Chris Smalling made his debut for Manchester United in this fixture last year against Chelsea. His only previous goal for the club came in the Carling Cup against Scunthorpe last autumn. Now he's got one on the biggest stage of all for them. Here's Anderson, and there's a spring in the step of the United players now. Silva. City have started the second half a little slowly.
Manchester United eager to win the ball back now. In a sense, can get back into this game.
No, it's not level yet, but it might be an opportune time to remind those who weren't with us at the start that no extra time in Community Shield games. Should United draw level, it would go straight to penalties after 90 minutes. Plenty to happen before then. Smalling immediately experiences the other side of football, miscontrolling.
What he has done well at right back, Smalling, he hasn't played there too often. His timing of his runs, he's realised when Nani's got in field, he can make the break forward.
Just thinking with the award of that free kick, City might have a problem at right back. It was Richards who gave it away. He's been yellow carded already. And no Zabaleta on the bench for City today. He's come back from the Copa America a little earlier than he would have wanted to because City don't have any cover there. Just trying to think who would go right back if they had to make that change. Maybe James Milner. Maybe Wright Phillips, who's on the bench.
Yeah, James Milner has played at right back.
Clichy or Kolarov to swap sides. I suppose there are options.
Well, I think it would be James Milner. Martin O'Neill used him as a right back on many occasions.
Now here's Dzeko. Is he going to have another go? No, tried to play Silva in instead. Johnny Evans it is who comes away with the ball for United.
It's Johnny Evans
and
who goes all the way.
Still Evans. Red shirts are swarming. And it's Yaya Toure who brings an end to that threatening attack. Anderson. Nani. Nani goes down, and a challenge from James Milner. United free kick. United are bossing the half.
And Nani does well here. He realises the challenge is coming, just takes it away from James Milner. He's going to get a booking for it.
Well, that's 6. Last time we had a Charity Shield match this. Feisty. I think it was the Kevin Keegan-Billy Bremner occasion, wasn't it? Liverpool Leeds in the 70s.
There was a great picture in the programme of that game. Brian Clough was about 3 yards away from Billy Bremner when the
haymakers. Let's hope we don't get to that stage. I don't think we will. Chance here for Ashley Young. Looks as though his sights are set. Maybe Nani. Confident new boy. Or one who gets plenty of chances and has been at the club longer. Might be telling this for the season. Rooney leaves it alone. Ashley Young hits it. And again. You have to be confident as a new boy if that happens.
Yeah, really poor effort from Ashley Young. He lost his head when it came back to him. He just kept possession when Rooney was outside of him. He certainly had a decent game for his first one.
I understand City are about to make a change. It's not Michael Richards coming off. It's going to be Balotelli with Gareth Barry getting ready for action. Can't get the ball from Nani. Cleverly. Rooney. All the options in the middle for him at first. Here's Cleverly. Found a gap. Rooney. Nani. Rooney again. It's Nani played in by Cleverly. Brilliant finish. Wonderful goal. 2-2 at Wembley. That was special.
Absolutely brilliant from Manchester United. Cleverly was instrumental, so was Wayne Rooney. Here's the first run from Cleverly, linking up with Welbeck. Wayne Rooney thought about shooting, but they're still looking to pass it in and around the box. Clever play, 3 one-touch passes, and what about the finish? He still had a lot of work to do here. He had the intelligence just to clip it over the goalkeeper. Still got a lot to do. What a finish. What a goal from Manchester United. They've certainly got a game on now.
Well, the Community Shield has turned around. City 2-0 up at the break. 12 minutes into the second half. It's all level again. He would have told you at 2-0 down that this didn't really matter. This was pre-season. Look at the reaction to that equaliser. The season started, well and truly.
And it also proves Manchester United have got that strength in depth. Players like Jones and Cleverly coming on.
Leisurely jog off from Mario Balotelli. Gareth Barry begins his new campaign. Having been left out, possibly, with something to prove to the manager.
Well, Gareth Barry's just come on. What he's asking, to say David Silva's going to play on the left-hand side, Dzeko up the front, Milner has gone back to the right, and Barry's going to play beside De Jong, and Yaya Toure is going to play further up. No Balotelli, of course.
Straight away, Mario never waits around. I wonder if he'll even wait for the bus.
You couldn't do that at the old Wembley, could you? You had to walk all the way round behind the goal. Ricky Villa did it.
Came back to good effect a few days on, didn't it? 1981. Showing our ages, man.
It wasn't the best goal of the final, was it?
It was.
You were telling me earlier.
Manchester City's number 9, as he was. City have a new player who won't wear 9, but will wear 16 for the season, who they've brought to score goals, Sergio Aguero. I just wonder when we'll see him now. Half an hour, plus a little bit more, that's all that's left. Another yellow card. Gareth Barry's only just come on. Well, Kolarov it is who's been called over. Barry was calling into question Phil Dowd's decision to book the Serbian, but he becomes the 5th City name taken. I'll just give you the count: Richards, Kolarov, Milner, Toure and Dzeko. Everett and Anderson for United. Local derbies, you see.
One thing Man City's players have got to realise that you can't keep arguing with the referee. Most of the bookings have been for dissent. A couple of them have been for dissent.
And here's Kolarov. Manchester City just looking a little shell-shocked by this start to the second half. Within 13 minutes of it starting, from 2-0 to 2-2.
And I think Wayne Rooney has been instrumental in a lot of the play. He's just dropped that little bit deeper and he's starting to pick out his passes, starting to get a little bit of time on the ball. I think that's why Gareth Barry's been brought on.
There's Nani. Rooney. Nani to Smalling. The 2 goal scorers combined. Barry brings an end to that move. But it is all Manchester United. Oh, Mario's back with us.
I think the kit man went into the change room and got him back out.
Doesn't give a great sign, does it, first day, to just storm off and not watch the rest. Maybe a call of nature. Let's give him the benefit.
Doesn't happen when you're playing football.
Ashley Young. Rooney couldn't quite climb high enough. Corner if it goes, and it has.
That's a trademark cross from that left-hand side. With Benton. Lonnie Evans coming up from the back. Doesn't quite have the same threat as Vidic.
Ashley Young's corner. Helped across. I think it was a flick from Nani. Rooney's waiting for it. Comes off Kolarov. And it's another United corner.
That's a great position that Wayne Rooney takes up. So often when corners are hitting with pace, they end up going out the back. Wayne Rooney's just waiting for them. He did it in the first half with a little header back into the danger area. And Smalling had his opportunity.
Everett. I don't think it's quite worked as planned yet. Maybe now. Evans went for it. It's come all the way to Rooney again, who went for power. Plenty of that. Not quite enough accuracy.
There again at the far post. Cross isn't aimed for him, but when defenders flick it on, there he is, just waiting, waiting. There's the flick from Micah, from actually Company. And Micah Richards gets out, just puts him off. A good position that he takes up.
Trying to remember in the Premier League last season, I think it was 3 occasions Manchester United came back from 2-0 down to win. At West Ham, at Blackpool, I can remember. They were behind to Blackpool on the final day of the season and turned it around. Always seemed to have something left in them.
It was in the early stage of the season where they weren't playing quite so well. I saw them actually give up a 2-goal lead to West Bromwich Albion.
Yeah, the only points they dropped at home.
Nobody thought things were going to go wrongly or badly for them.
Something very rare happened in that game. Edwin van der Sar dropped one. Big Rick. Here's Welbeck. Cleverly. Rooney just trying to continue the flowing football. It didn't work that time. This is Yaya Toure. You can see how it's changed. City don't have numbers in the opposition half now.
Brilliant from Cleverly. First of all, he started an attack, then he got back and stopped Yaya Toure. Then he went and closed down James Milner.
City fans claim that was blocked by Evans' hand, but on he goes. Welbeck.
Going back to Cleverly. He's playing in a central role, and most of the pre-season he's played in central. When I saw him for Wigan last year, he almost played as a wide right or a wide left, and he's played for the under-21s. He's played as a wide player. Certainly that central position seems to suit him.
That's Kolarov. This is Lescott. This is Cleverly. Smalling. Anderson. Everett. Ashley Young. Richards doesn't know when to dive in. He did time it right in the end. Good choice. Toure, great work from Micah Richards. Nobody there in the United half for him to pass to, though. Phil Jones beats Dzeko and finds Ashley Young. Welbeck, Rooney, Nani, they're all waiting for it. City have numbers back. Jones is forward on the edge of the box for United. Young. Rooney. Here's Evra. Looks for Jones. Too high for the former Blackburn man. And here Andy Garrett, the assistant referee, telling Kolarov not to dive in. Lescott. Here is Kolarov. Dzeko to ground. Chris Smalling just got a hold. City's free kick and a bit of pressure relieved. Well, a lot of pressure.
Well, he's gone right out the game, hasn't he, Dzeko? Alex Ferguson will be really pleased with the pace that his team are playing at. They look fit, combining really well together. They're playing the game now in Man City's half. Man City are struggling to get it into their front players. De Gea's hardly had a touch in the second half.
David De Gea feeling a whole lot better with his lot. Nice action on the City benches. As Evra just miskicks one and Dzeko can't quite take full advantage. I understand Adam Johnson is about to come on. He's stripped off and ready. In the meantime, Sergio Aguero has got his bib on and is jogging up and down the touchline. Remember, 6 substitutes can be used in these Community Shield games. Effectively all the outfield choices. Here's the swap then. James Milner off, Adam Johnson on. Both players who might feel they didn't get a fair deal last season. They would expect to be regulars, especially with the transfer fees that they cost. Johnson is a player who excites City fans.
And frustrates his manager. I think.
And the accusation has been that he only does it as a sub.
He's a good footballer, though. Can go past people. A left-footed player that likes to play on the right-hand side.
I remember as a young Middlesbrough player when he was linked very strongly in the papers with Real Madrid. That raised eyebrows, but he's gone on to become an England squad regular. You can see why they were looking at him. Here's David Silva.
He just made a run off the ball. It's a run that he likes to make. We saw Milner make it in the first half, from outside to in.
Toure. Phil Jones away. Barry. Silva. Now De Jong. Good work from Welbeck. Gets the ball back from Rooney too. Rooney's got a touch of fortune here. Lescott just there in the nick of time. Seemed to lose his footing, but that was a good tackle in the end.
Certainly was. Wayne Rooney only needed just to nudge the ball past him. He'd have been in himself, but also Nani was outside of him.
Kolarov. Signs that it's starting to level out and be an even game again. 2-2 at Wembley. One of the best Community Shield games I can remember for a long, long time. Here's Richards. It's deflected, and it was deflected kindly for De Gea. Came off Ashley Young. Smalling. City fans scream handball. Not this time. Anderson. Welbeck on the charge and onside. Young in the centre. Lescott missed it. Kolarov missed it too, and probably a good job he did.
Brilliant movement from Manchester United. Not such good defending from Man City. See, Ashley Young comes in field and just leaves the space for Welbeck. Micah Richards was just jogging across the field. What a delivery that is into the box. Could have gone anywhere off Joleon Lescott. Certainly had a good second half. Welbeck has closed people down as he's doing now.
Lescott loses it. This is Rooney. Cut out by Silva. Dzeko. He's giving it away to Cleverly.
And that's happened too many times with Dzeko.
United are just so much quicker in this second half. Youth has come on. Jones, Evans, cleverly, has just injected a bit of pace to their play.
Exactly what you just said, cleverly getting back and making the challenge on Yaya Toure. Manchester United quicker, sharper, more determined.
There's Rooney, who's been lively from the start. Welbeck, space to move into. Just behind Young.
Well, he was looking to play out 1-2 with Ashley Young. Ashley Young trying to make a little darting run in behind the centre halves. Welbeck was actually right. There was no space to play the pass.
City just look light up top now, don't they? When it's getting up there, Dzeko can't keep it for long. Nani. Young being held by Vincent Kompany. Free kick United just outside the area.
The movement from Manchester United has been much better. Look, once again, Ashley Young coming in field. Wayne Rooney on that occasion to just change positions with him.
Now, as captain, is he going to get away with a yellow card? Hasn't been booked yet. Looks as though it's going to stay that way. Just a word for Kompany. United's captain going off. Patrice Evra relinquishes the armband that he took over from Nemanja Vidic at half-time. Raphael is on. I think it'll be a straight swap. Raphael's taken over the armband. It doesn't look as though he wants to pass it on.
No, why not?
It's brave. Rooney would be my guess.
Ashley Young had one from this distance and he fired into the wall, but it's Wayne Rooney time here. There's that position that Anderson takes up again, just trying to get in the line of Joe Hart.
Yeah, he's right in there. There's going back. Manchester United have pulled it back from 2-0 down. Can they turn it right around at Wembley? It's time for Wayne Rooney. Straight into the base of the wall. He nearly got another go. Nani does. I think it was actually blocked by Ashley Young in there. The City can't get out. Young, Welbeck. Richards just forms enough of a barrier. Goal kick City. And a change about to be made. David Platt is the man with the sheets and the tactics. And Gael Clichy is about to come on for his competitive, for that is certainly what it is today, the Manchester City debut. And the left-back signed for some £7 million from Arsenal.
I think it's a good signing. I've seen a lot of Gael Clichy. He had his critics at Arsenal in the last year or two. He's one of the best 1v1 defenders you'll see.
Straight swap with collar off, and we'll see that a lot, I think, throughout the season. As you said earlier, depending on the opposition and the game.
I think so. When you need, against the weaker teams, when you need quality up in the top third of the field, that's when Kolarov will be playing. When you need energy and good defensive play, Gael Clichy will be in the side.
It's Toure. This is Silva. Let's not forget, City have the added complication of Champions League football this year. Need players in all positions. 2 or 3 of them. Might be able to just ask a question of Manchester United at the back again for the first time in ages. David Silva on corner duty.
No Vidic, no Ferdinand.
Silva's gone deep with it. Richards gets up above Lescott. Barry trying to get possession, but cleverly has got it away. United's ball.
Looked a bit ragged, City, in the second half. Just looking at Yaya Toure, as the forward midfield player. It's absolutely shattered.
There's David Silva. Tried to trick his way past cleverly, couldn't quite do it. Clichy might just get there. And wins a corner. Looked as though he'd lost the race at first, but As you said, Stuart, you saw him a lot for Arsenal. He is quick.
He's very, very quick. He's quick to close people down. He's also quick at recovering. His positional play can let him down at times.
Silva again. That's beaten everybody. Johnson. Cleverly for company. Too close.
Once again, good defending from Cleverly. It's been outstanding in the second half. Isn't that an
Official attendance figure, sorry Stuart, official attendance figure just booming out over us. 77,169, so not quite a Wembley full house today. Maybe a few are getting a bit blasé. Manchester City here 3 times in a year. Manchester United never away from the place. Those who might have come and opted not to, maybe missing a treat. Good efforts, parried by De Gea. Adam Johnson looking to make an impact. And here he goes again, twisting and turning and trying to beat Raphael.
Well, that's what he can do. Not so much the goalkeeper. Adam Johnson playing on the right-hand side, coming inside. I think that ball swerved again. Did well to get both hands on it. De Gea.
Barry. He's lost the ball to Welbeck. Welbeck's work rate is something to behold. Not bad with the ball either, finds Cleverly. Here's Nani. Smalling ahead of him. Anderson. Cleverly. Anderson. Rooney's gone sprawling. This is Nani. Rooney back to his feet. Nani can't find a way through. Anderson. Lovely takedown. Clichy. Clear. Toure rather waiting for it. Phil Jones into the tackle.
Good pressing from Manchester United. Some of their closing down has been excellent in this second half.
Spoke to Blackburn keeper Paul Robinson about Phil Jones a couple of years ago when he was just threatening to break into the first team, and he was telling me that Leeward Park players, the senior players, were already calling him future England captain. They saw in him exactly what Sir Alex Ferguson saw this summer.
A much better centre-half than he is central midfield player, where I saw him play for Blackburn on several occasions last year. There he is.
Only 19.
He's probably the best under-21 player for England in a recent tournament where England were so poor.
Gareth Barrett. That'll beat Silva. Comfortable for De Gea. His confidence will have been helped by that last save from Johnson's snapshot. Now Cleverly has won a free kick, and he has been really impressive as Tom Cleverly. Here's Nani. Smalling. Anderson. Nani. Smalling. Just cleared away by Richards. I wonder for a second, from our angle, which way that was going. Nani in. Less got away. It's going to come for Anderson. Rooney. Left for Cleverly. Cleverly's shot is high.
But once again, he did well just to buy himself a bit of space here. We're urging Anderson to shoot. He doesn't do so. Goes past the first challenge of De Jong, gets underneath it. Good change of direction, change of pace. Here's the cross from Smalling. It's good defending from Micah Richards. Put a side foot on it and try and lash at it.
Just over 10 minutes to penalties, or a matter of minutes away from a decisive goal. Either way, we're in for a dramatic conclusion at Wembley this afternoon. Dzeko controlled it with some part of his arm.
Yeah. Seen the good and bad of Dzeko today. Great power in that shot that beat De Gea in the first half. He linked up the play quite well, but in the second half, wasn't an isolated figure.
I think they want to see Sergio Aguero.
So do we.
Has been struggling with blisters on his feet in the last couple of games. And so Roberto Mancini's been assuring us all that he is fit to play today. Trophies against cash. Well, who knows? That all might change. Quite a few trophies to catch up on. No doubt the gap isn't as wide as it was. Let's not forget United aren't slow in splashing the cash as well. 3 very big money signings this summer.
Maybe 1 or 2 more. Certainly one that people are talking about.
Always seems to get the timing right there, doesn't he? When to spend, when to bring through, when to do all together. Just the right time. Replace old with new. For that reason, they are the favourites for the Premier League title again. Number 20, perhaps. City will challenge, Liverpool will challenge, Chelsea, Arsenal and Spurs will want to challenge. I think it could be one of the most exciting Premier League seasons for. I know we say it every year, but this really does have the makings, doesn't it?
It looks like it's going to be a good Premier League season. As you say, all those clubs should be involved. To build good squads. And some of the other clubs, as proved last year, they can go to big places. Now they want to play rather than just sit back and the damage limitation. The likes of Blackpool have proved that if you go and attack teams, you can get results.
And all the teams that have come up, Swansea, Norwich, QPR, all have a reputation for playing football what we consider to be the right way.
Yeah, we saw Sunderland last year go to Chelsea and win handsomely.
These two will be up at the top, no doubt about that. Who will come out on top today? Well, it's City 2, United 2. City 2-0 up at half-time. United level within a dozen minutes or so of the restart. Silva. Dzeko wasn't balanced correctly to play the move with Yaya Toure. He's almost playing as an effective strike partner for Dzeko now. Here's Welbeck, who has been effective for United from the start today. Here's Anderson. Welbeck's lost it to De Jong. Dzeko, Toure, Johnson right. Toure finds Adam Johnson, but it was an awkward one to take. Silva does well. Dzeko. Silva can't quite get round the outside. Smalling bars the way. Barry to improvise. Now Clichy. De Jong. Barry. Not a bad ball, just too high for Silva.
Good powerful header from Johnny Evans. His critics last year.
Here's De Jong, and this is the most sustained spell of possession that City have had in the United half since the break.
At least they've got players in front areas. Yaya Toure on the ball now.
Going for goal. Always high, always wide.
A good run from Micah Richards on the overlap. To come off, as you said, he was almost playing as a second striker, came off, put himself turned. He'll be particularly happy with, he certainly won't be happy with the second half. He will. And those young players that have come onto the field cleverly. Jones.
Brian Kidd just muttering something under his breath to David Platt. Brian Kidd, of course, played with distinction for both of these teams.
Instructions on the side from Nicky Phelan for Danny Welbeck. What an occasion it's been here at Wembley. What a game the two sides have put on.
In goes De Jong. This is Tom Cleverley and now Chris Smalling, scorer of the goal that got Manchester United back into things. Rooney. And into De Jong.
That's been the change in the game for me. At half-time, Wayne Rooney was asked to play that little bit deeper. Come back into midfield, get on the ball, start dictating the play, allow others to make the forward runs.
Here's Raphael making a run from full-back. Headed away by Clichy. Smalling in a bit of a tangle for a moment. Jones. Good ball. Rooney waiting for it. Happy to receive. Now it's Cleverley. Cleverley's chip, and Hart was about to catch, but Kompany decided he couldn't take the chance.
There's that position. Look at Wayne Rooney. Time on the ball, can pick out the right pass. Had the cross been a yard lower, Welbeck had got across the front of Kompany. That would have been a certain goal.
Kompany's reaction there, just a sign of what it's been like for Manchester City in the second half. Under pressure. A lot of noise from the United fans at that end this half too. Joe Hart, you could hear, shout keeper there. Rooney curls it in. Hart elected to let the ball bounce. Watched it all the way to his gloves well.
He got in that position again from the set play, just standing out. How many times has the ball gone to him when he's just standing out the back?
It's not a bad substitute to have available.
I thought we'd seen the last of Dimitar Berbatov, not involved in the Champions League final.
Almost through for Welbeck. Kompany just closed the door. Now can City build something here? It's Toure. Now Silva. Dzeko wants it. Corner will have to do.
Not sure what Silva was looking for there. Jones just sold himself. Yaya Toure saw him go and played the little 1-2 round him. Silva didn't pick out the right pass.
3 minutes to go. It really could go either way, this. Silva. Richards! Put over the top by De Gea. Towering leap from Richards, but it wouldn't have counted anyway. Phil Dowd has indicated that he was climbing to get that high.
Jumps early, puts his hand. Yeah, there's the nudge on Smalling, or holding Smalling down. Good save from De Gea. Great leap, Michael Richards. Didn't need to use his arms there, did he?
Oh, he gets up high anyway. Cleverly. Kompany pokes at a foot in front of Welbeck. Berbatov still waiting in the wings for Manchester United. Dzeko. Wrestled off it by Anderson. Free kick City. Anderson told to cut it out. Stays 5-2 City on bookings. Here's the change. Danny Welbeck going off. Very energetic, very encouraging display.
Absolutely. I saw him playing midweek against Marseille. Had a good understanding with Cleverley. They obviously played a lot of football together. He worked hard at his closing down. Didn't always make the right decisions on the ball, but certainly a good performance from him.
Just getting towards the time when Dimitar Berbatov scored in last season's Community Shield. Injury time to seal a 3-1 win over Chelsea.
He's had his locks cut as well, hasn't he?
Here's Johnson. Dzeko couldn't turn, couldn't get himself into quite the right shape. Straight at De Gea. I'm not sure Berbatov's hair is by choice, by the way, Stuart. I think it might be.
Well, he didn't have it dangling down the sides, the old Alice band, didn't he?
It's not gone for a Rooney yet, though. I think the jury's out on whether that's worked. Anderson. There is Rooney. Not affected his football, that's for sure.
Is it too late for me?
It's gone. Forget it. Here's Smalling. Lovely turn past Johnson. Lovely cut back to Nani. Nani! Blocked by Lescott. It's Cleverley and it's wild. Almost through the legs of Lescott. That was the big moment for United. And then Cleverley maybe showed his inexperience.
Really good play from Smalling. Maybe a centre-half, but when he's been in attacking areas, he's done well today. Lescott gets the block in. And cleverly just over anxious when the ball comes to him. Nani just changing his feet quickly. With another good header from Wayne Rooney.
Into added time, there'll be at least 4 more minutes to enjoy. Then it's penalties, no extra time in the Community Shield. Straight to penalties if we finish level. It's still quite a big if. Dzeko. Anderson just about keeps it away from Silva. Ashley untugged by Richards. He's close to going off. Rooney. Young outside. Raphael with a lovely dart in a central position. Good tackle, Barry. This is Young. Berbatov unable to get off the ground.
They want to win the game, don't they, Manchester United? Counter-attacking quickly. Ashley Young dragging it back onto his right foot, just overhitting that one. If you look at the two sides, yes, Manchester City were 2-0 up at half-time. Look at that bench again. Ikeda, another young player, out on loan last year at Juventus. If you look at the two sides, I think Sir Alex Ferguson will be the happier of the two managers. They played at a higher intensity, they played with greater fluency, and the courage to come back into the game. And I would say they look a lot fitter than Man City at the moment.
Here's Berbatov. Raphael to Cleverly. Berbatov looking for Rooney. Company will let that one run. I think it's official. We're not going to see Sergio Aguero make his Manchester City debut today. Nor Stefan Savic. Not quite as much of a fanfare signing. Dzeko. Raphael is bundled into the floor. There'll still be one more chance left for City to win the game.
Micah Richards, Joleon Lescott. Big targets.
Dzeko and Toure too.
Certainly got some height in their team.
It's going to be Silva. Dzeko first to meet it. Didn't meet it as fully as he might have done.
That was a chance. Dzeko came out the pack.
Oh, hesitation there, and Company has been robbed by Nani, who's through to win it for Manchester United, and will, and does. Manchester United win the Community Shield. Nani with goals 2 and 3. They've turned it around from half-time. It's United's Shield once more.
Well, a real mess from Man City at the back, but he took it well, Nani. To start with, I thought he'd run too straight at Joe Hart. He threatened to shoot with his right foot. There's the chance up the other end. Dzeko had it. Wayne Rooney just hooks the ball on. Clichy and Company don't deal with it. Company doesn't go through. No, it's too straight, I thought, to start with, but he does it ever so well, just to make it look as though he's going to pass it with his right foot into the corner. Takes it past Hart. And Company can't get back.
Gareth Barry was claiming handball, but Nani just did everything right. He ran in, he chased it, he made the most of the mistake. He was telling people this didn't really matter before the start, Sir Alex Ferguson.
And he's probably saying it didn't matter even more at half-time. But what a comeback, what a performance from Manchester United in this second half. As we said, they've played with a better urgency, more fluency.
Now this reminds me of the early 90s. There was a famous Manchester derby at Main Road. City 2-0 up at half-time. Niall Quinn, David White. United came back and, inspired by Keane and Cantona, won 3-2. Stunned the Manchester City fans. Now we move on some 20 years and it's happening all over again at Wembley Stadium. Unless City can provide one last twist. There's barely time, it's Anderson. And United away. Ashley Young wants it. Here's Cleverly. Gareth Barry nicks it away from him. Adam Johnson. Rooney's tackle. City's throw. Rooney urges everybody to keep switched on and keep on going to the last.
Tom Cleverly getting a real rollicking from Wayne Rooney there.
You would think by the body language this was a major final. Mancini's look says it all. Manchester United's players' celebrations tell you just how important this was to them. And the manner of their victory, that's the thing. 2-0 down at half-time, turning it around to a 3-2 win and a 15th Charity Shield for Manchester United. What a game at Wembley. What a way to start the new season. Manchester City 2, Manchester United 3.
Now we're looking at the victors, the team that actually took the game to the opposition, and Manchester United certainly did that in the second half.
Very different Manchester United feeling than the one they experienced here at the end of last season, losing their Champions League final to Barcelona. And this time they've started the new season with a winning feeling at Wembley. Nemanja Vidic has walked straight past the shield. I just wonder if he'll hold on at the end of the line and wait for all the players to converge. Or maybe he's leaving that moment to his manager, bringing up the rear.
I think what Alex Ferguson will be also pleased about is the fitness of the players. Played with that great intensity in the second half. They kept driving forward. People were recovering when the ball got played past them. Wayne Rooney was instrumental in most good things that they did.
A new man with the armband. Lifted the Premier League trophy at the end of last season. They've all had a go, haven't they?
Perhaps he feels embarrassed because he was on the field when they were 2-0 down.
Yeah, 2-0 down when Vidic went off. Well, he's going back now. David De Gea just being told to take his turn. His time will come for Manchester United. Now the captain has his hands on the Community Shield. And now Nemanja Vidic will lift it high in the company of his Manchester United teammates. In English football terms, they've started where they left off last season. They've won a trophy. They're off and running. And that feeling, no matter what you've won in the game, only gets better and better. Manchester United, winners.
And deservedly so.